Hey guys, it's Boy, and today we'll be talking about the Marvel villain known as the Clown. Who, why are we going over this character? Well, he's going to appear in the Hawkeye TV series. It's probably the main villain, I'm calling it now. And he's just a cool character all around, and I love the art style from this comic book series. So, he first appeared in the comic book series Hawkeye in 2012, and it had Kate Bishop, and it's also the main inspiration for the TV show. Now, this series followed Hawkeye in his off time, when he's not working with the Avengers. He lives in an apartment building owned by these guys called the Tracksuit Draculas. Well, he dubs them that. That's not exactly what they probably call themselves, but, they're just these guys that always say bro, and, they're just your average mafia. Well, they own the building, and Hawkeye tries to give them money to pay off all the people who live there as debts. Well, they don't like that, and they say no. So Hawkeye decides to fight most of them, which ends up pissing off all these Tracksuit Draculas. And as I also mentioned, in this comic, you also have Hawkeye constantly working with Kate Bishop against these Tracksuit Draculas. Now, that's one of the big reasons why I feel like they're going to take inspiration from this. And you also have him facing off against other villains, such as the Circus of Crime, which, I guess for those who don't know, the Circus of Crime, they are important to Hawkeye's mythology because, that's where he grew up. He was once a member of the Circus of Crime until he was inspired by seeing Iron Man fight during one of the circuses, and he tried to become his own hero. Well, he got mistaked for a villain at first, but that's not the point. The point is the Circus of Crime has been a thorn in Hawkeye's side for a while. And he also faces off against the Swordsman, which that's another big Hawkeye villain, who I also will be appearing in the Hawkeye TV series, played by that dude who plays Lalo Salamanca in Better Call Saul. You haven't watched that show, you also need to watch that. I'm a comic book channel, but still. He also faces off against the villain Madame Mask, who, another Iron Man villain, but, she's interesting. And, well, you see, when you mess with Marvel's main mafia groups, you end up getting to a point where you piss them off so much that they just consider you like a bug that needs to be exterminated. So, what do all these mafia members do? Kingpin, Typhoid Mary, Tombstone, Hammerhead, what do they all do? Well, they decide to hire an assassin. And in Hawkeye issue 9, we finally get to see what assassin they hired. And this is pretty much when the Clown comes in. At the end of issue 9, he ends up shooting one of Hawkeye's neighbors after he talks to him. We finally learn more about the Clown in issue 10. And what we learn about the Clown is, he's actually not from America. He turns out to be from Poland. And he used to be a member of the circus along with his friend Janik. I think I'm saying that name right. Now, his name is Kamerican, something like that. But his family circus got burned down, and he was during an armed conflict overseas. And he was rescued by the Tracksuit Draculas, basically. It was what it seems like, because the dudes keep saying bro, so it has to be them. And he ends up joining them, and while doing a show for them with his friend gets exploded by one of a subway explosion, which ends up causing him to go mentally insane, causing cameras to go mentally insane because, he just saw his friend die. And it kind of starts this bloodlust in his mind to where he just kills for no reason, but he enjoys it. He ends up becoming a hitman for the mob, and he even says his mind is mentally broken. He's kind of like Bullseye. It kind of reminds me of Bullseye, because Bullseye is mentally broken and crazy and loves killing. And we learned that his first hit, after he did that, he said, you know what, I'm just happy I found something I love to do, and I'm finally doing something I love and getting paid for it. So, yeah, he is a straight mercenary. He's extremely deadly, and you're going to find out why in a couple issues. But anyway, he's been hired to take out Hawkeye, because Hawkeye has been a nuisance. And we also learned that Kate Bishop has also met him. They kind of will have a little bit of a romance going. However, I do feel like that, the Clown is pretty much just using her to get to Hawkeye, which I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And then we go back to what happened. He shot Hawkeye's neighbor and said that cool line, I told you, I came from hell. And yeah, that dude basically did come from hell. Because anyone who wears clown makeup and shoots people like Joker, yeah, you came from hell. At the funeral for the neighbor, the Tracksuit Draculas and the Clown watch from afar, because the Clown is probably pretty happy with his work, and, Gotta get that extra factor in there. Well, Lucky the dog, or Pizza Dog, he tries to attack the clown, but the clown, he tries to shoot him. It doesn't work, and the dog ends up pushing one of the Tracksuit Draculas off the roof, and they end up back in this old woman's apartment, which I call Gangster Granny. And in issue, I believe, number 13, I think, yeah, you have Black Widow, who shows up to Hawkeye, and she's like, look, this guy there's somebody who's been killing people, and he leaves this mark. This guy is not even a ghost. He's just a blank space. Like, he is deadly, and I'm pretty sure he's coming after you. He's a hitman for the mob. And Hawkeye's like, ah, crap. So we also find out that Camrez is also the owner of, like, a business company, and they need to get rid of Hawkeye's apartment so they can build another building. Well, what they find out is something real interesting, is after Hawkeye made the Tracksuit Draculas leave his building, he took control of the building. Well, technically, this is illegal. And Camrez, he goes to the Tracksuit Draculas and tells them, look, he is not the owner of this building, which means if we attack, he can't call the cops. So I don't have to jack around anymore. I don't have to just start taunting him by killing members. I can go straight in there and I can kill him. And so that's pretty much what happens. Tracksuit Draculas attack the apartment complex, and Hawkeye and his brother have to try to fend them off. I mean, and they do a really good job. And then they get this idea in their head. How are they able to get in this building? Who let them in? So Hawkeye runs up to the roof to, see who could have possibly let these people in. And the clown is not far behind, and he grabs an arrow on the ground. And Hawkeye's brother's on the way as well. Well, the clown ends up jabbing the 2 arrows into Hawkeye's ear, making him deaf once again. Because for those who don't know, Hawkeye got hit so hard by his dad when he was younger that he went deaf in one ear. And his brother tries to attack Clown, but Clown shoots him. So it's just a complete bloodbath. Like, you just have 2 brothers laying on the ground side by side. One with a gun wound in him, the other with ears that are messed up. In issue 19, we continue where we left off, with Hawkeye deaf, and his brother is shot, and now he's in a wheelchair. Anyway, we get a flashback of the ear specialist from years ago where he's told he's deaf. And his dad's not going to say crap because he just beat his kid. It's illegal. Anyway, we flash forward to now where Hawkeye is then told he's deaf, but he can't hear, but they tell the brother he's deaf. And while this is going on, the original leader of the Tracksuit Draculas returned from his home, and he's the guy who used to own the building. And the Tracksuit Draculas tell him, look, we have somebody who wants to meet you. So they take him to this van that's in the parking lot, and they put him in there. And he's met with the face of the clown. Now, if I were to put in a car with the clown that I know this guy is a hitman, not to mention the dude has a gun, I would be scared shitless. I'm not even kidding. And, but the clown is like, I'm not going to kill you. Like, if I were to kill you, you would already be dead. But no, let's go take back this apartment building. So Hawkeye, after being doubtful, his brother gives him a pep talk, snaps him out of it, and they decide to go get a little bit of revenge. And they attack one of the clubs that the Tracksuit Draculas own. In issue 21, things start to pop off. And when I mean they pop off like crazy. Because you got the Tracksuit Draculas once again attacking the apartment complex. And you also have Hawkeye, tired of all this crap, and he's ready to fight back. And so, you have members of the apartment building on to their place to get ready to defend. The Tracksuit Draculas show up, and all the people that live in the apartment complex start fighting back. One guy pours a sandbox on one of the guys that's full of cat litter. And however, the Tracksuit Draculas are able to get through, which is not good. However, Hawkeye, even though he is deaf, he can still shoot a bow and arrow. So, they still have a little bit of protection. And the clown is there as well, so things are about to get real bad. And the Tracksuit Draculas show up. Hawkeye fights back by shooting arrows at him, as usual. And we then have the arrival of the clown, who pulls out a shotgun and walks into the building. And this is really the first actual fight between Hawkeye and the clown. Because the first one, he got him from the back, which was kind of, a sneaky move. Well, the clown shoots at Hawkeye. Hawkeye jumps out of the way and jumps into a room. He ends up shooting the clown in the chest. And Hawkeye, he's able to hide into a room until he's found by Gangster Granny, who then knocks him unconscious with a bat. And he's then woken up to the sight of being dragged to the sidewalk where the clown is talking with Tracksuit Draculas. He then sees his brother get the crap beat out of him with a bat by the leader of the Tracksuit Draculas. In issue 22, we continue where we left off. The Tracksuit Draculas have kind of taken back the apartment complex, and his brother, Hawkeye's brother, got beat up. Well, we're met with the arrival of Penny Wright, who is someone Hawkeye was dating, but also is the former wife of the leader of the Tracksuit Draculas, who pulls a gun on her former husband, and Hawkeye returns after crashing through a window. So he wasn't really taken out that well. And so, Lucky the dog attacks the leader, and Hawkeye goes after Clown, because, let's be honest, if somebody made me deaf, yeah, you're dying for sure, and you're on top of my list. Kate Bishop shows up, and it's kind of like this standoff where Hawkeye has it aimed at Clown, and Kate Bishop has it aimed at Clown as well. Well, Penny Wright fires off a gun, which kind of causes everything to go crazy, and Lucky the dog sadly ends up getting shot and killed by Clown, which, yeah, that's automatic death for me. Yeah, I'm killing him. Hawkeye and Clown, they get into a fight, and Clown, he ends up getting, they get into a good fight. Hawkeye gets a lot of good punches in on Clown, which seems fair, but Clown does a kick that knocks him off of him. And Hawkeye and Clown keep fighting, and they come crashing through a storage room. Once they're inside the storage room, Hawkeye kind of has Clown, done for. He thinks Clown's done for, because he has his bow ready to shoot Clown. But he tells Clown, I'm not going to kill you, because I'm better than you. However, he probably should have, because the dude did kill his dog, which I'd be pissed about. But Clown ends up having a gun pull out from underneath his sleeve, which then comes out and allows him to shoot Hawkeye. While all this is going on, the members of the apartment complex are actually beating up members of the Tracksuit Draculas. So yeah, things are going awesome. And before Clown can even kill Hawkeye, Kate Bishop shows up and ends up saving Hawkeye. The two then team up to fight Clown. And when it looks like Clown is about to win by killing Hawkeye once again, however, Hawkeye gets the upper hand by flicking a toothpick at Clown's eye, which causes Clown to lose focus and yell in pain as the toothpick is lodged in his eyeball. Hawkeye then headbutts him and is able to get the upper hand and knock him out. The series ends with them getting the apartment complex back and Hawkeye finally being free of the mob. So, do I think this is what is going to happen in the Hawkeye TV series? Yes, by parts, and no by parts. I don't think it's going to completely adapt the comic, but I think it's going to take a lot of inspiration from it, because we already know the Tracksuit Draculas will be appearing in it because we've seen set photos with them, and we also know the Clown will be appearing in it. However, sadly, it's not Bill Skarsgård, as everybody wanted him to do that, but hey, maybe he can play the Joker for the Batman movies. But anyway, back to Marvel. It's very a high possibility they will be adapting a lot from this comic. For one reason, is because there are rumors of Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin from Daredevil returning for the series. If that is true, that would be amazing and great because he is a phenomenal actor. If you've not seen Daredevil, highly recommend you go watch that TV show on Netflix. It's still sad that they canceled it, but hopefully Marvel will bring it back for season 4 because we need Bullseye. Anyway, yes, I do think there will be a lot of adaptation from that comic for this Hawkeye series because we also know that there will be an ear doctor needed. We know that Echo might be appearing in it, who is another Daredevil villain, but also part of the mob. So I will say that I do think in this series, Clown will definitely deafen Hawkeye, and we may even get some explanation of Hawkeye's past and his origins. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.